These are 7 most important principles to live by when you're around your 20s. I'm in my 20s and I'm trying to just lock in, trying to just improve as much as possible. These are the 7 most important things that I've found that works for me. You might have different principles, but anyways, first thing I want to say is like I'm not better than anyone. I do not believe that I'm a master of this shit. I'm just going by life and just trying to improve it as much as possible. And I haven't even mastered all these things. These are the things that I've just gotten to grapple and tackle of. These are the things I think you need to work on the most in your 20s, I feel like. The first thing, and this is what I've worked with a lot, is your physical health. It's like the easiest thing to see progressive improvement in. You see like weekly, you're getting more muscle. You flex and it's like, wow, you got a little muscle and it's like you're feeling good. You're feeling like you're building up a little more confidence and it's just something that you build on and it's like you see you have improved your physical health and now you feel like maybe I can have do a little more for myself because I've done at least this for myself and now I realize that I can even do more. And it's like it's also a thing of preventing a lot of problems that may come in the future when you're in your 30s, 40s, and even later. Because think about it, when you're older, I feel like there's a lot of problems when it comes with your physical health and joints, and having a lot of work done when you're younger will certainly prevent a lot of problems that may come in the future. So just training and being active will prevent a lot of problems in the future. And also like me personally, when I don't train, I've been happy without training before, but there's a lot of moments where like I'm feeling sad and shit. And honestly, training just brings a smile because you feel like you've done something good for yourself, and it's like also a neurological thing because you got an endorphins and dopamine and all that shit. And then you simply have more energy to do things when you train. Like you're more sharp because your body is so linked to your mind, and having your body locked in and well conditioned will make you function better with your brain. Neurologically, you will be more. You have more energy to do stuff. You will have more energy to work and all that shit. So that's why it's so important to have your physical health locked in your 20s. The second principle that I live by is having a good mentality. I feel like when you through life, a lot of a lot of people have a poopy mind mentality. They have like, I won't be able to do anything. I'm going by life, going with the flow. But I feel like when you go through life, you should always have a positive mentality. Always have a positive mentality. The first thing I the first thing I live by is like, do things that you think you have a good chance of being a top 1% in. And it's like, it could be anything. If you believe you're good in computers, lock in and work as hard and try to become a top 1% in this subject, with knowledge or experience or being able to express that interest that you have. Lock in and try to become top 1% and then take a low risk and then see what comes with it. I feel like a very second mentality that's very important is like have humility. I feel like everyone has very often ego and thinks they know shit. Like, I don't know. I knew like when I was younger, I don't know. I think I had a little ego before when I was younger because I don't know. I was a little smart kid. At the same time, also dyslexic. So, but I was a smart kid and I got things. I learned things quickly and I understood things quickly, and it gave me a little ego. But the thing you need to realize is like people have so much more knowledge than you think, and there's so much you can learn. And that's why I've gone on the mentality of, be quiet and just listen to what people have to say. And a lot of it might be bullshit, but once in a while you see some golden information, and those things you can really incorporate to your life and actually, take with you and see it can improve you. And the third thing is do the things that it's kind of connected to the first thing that I said, but do things that you're passionate about. If you perhaps you are good at the thing that you're good at a thing, but you don't really enjoy it. I do think in the end you should do things that you're passionate about because, like, when you're passionate about it, even when you don't get money from it, you still work on it. But if you only go for it for the money, then when you don't get money from it, you're simply gonna leave it, and you're never gonna ever succeed with it. But if you're passionate about it, actually passionate about improving the skill or whatever it is, you're gonna stay with it through thick and thin. And then when you're getting money, it's just an extra bonus. It's honestly just extra bonus. And then the third principle is self-control. I feel like in this modern day and age, it's so easy to follow your urges. Like it's very often when we're humans, like we always like we're human. We have so much control and all that shit. But honestly, God, we're the exact same as animals, bro. We follow our urges, we follow our instincts, and follow, our urges of tribalism and all that shit. It's so important to be cognizant about when you're simply just following your urges and see like what is stealing your energy and time. And it could be like going partying out, playing games all day, watching shows and series, and it's so important to have the self-control to know that I want a better future for me. And I know if I want a better future, I can't keep these things with me, all these unnecessary things. So, lock in, take away all those bad habits, replace with other things that are more beneficial for your life, from mentally, physically, financially, any of those things, and then, lock in. And then also, like one habit I think is easy and it's like a practical way of actually improving your self-control is meditating. It's a really good way of improving your self-control because you're controlling your mind, you're controlling your body, and you're sitting still. And it's a good way of cooling down the mind also. So yeah. So to summarize this point is, avoid bad habits, replace it with something else that is better, and meditate. The fourth principle is be confident, but don't be delusionally confident, because I'm a person who believes you should be practical and you should be realistic with things, but it doesn't mean you shouldn't be confident. And what I mean by that is because you, for instance, you can be confident in through actions you've done or whatever, but like you can't believe like, oh, if I work hard enough, I'm gonna become a Albert Einstein, bro. You show none of the traits to be able to become a person that has the qualities of Albert Einstein. So how the fuck do you believe you could become Albert Einstein? You can't. So there needs to be some practical basis to the confidence that you have, and that's through actions that you've done. So what true confidence is through proving yourself through actions that you've done that you can have this confidence. So for instance, one example of actual confidence is, yeah, I know that I can go 5 times a week to the gym. I know I can train or I can meditate 7 times a week without any hitches. I know I can get this amount of money a month. That is actual confidence. Confidence in yourself because you've proven to yourself through trials and tribulations that you can do the right thing and you can get a certain result. That is actual confidence. And I want the people to have this true type of confidence. Not a lot of people have this actual confidence, but when you get it, it's good. I don't have this fully, but I'm trying to build myself up to that person to have that confidence of knowing I got things locked in, I got things working, and yeah. The fifth one, I think this is a hard trial to go through, but it's a principle that is really important, and that is when you're going through the journey of self-improvement, there's sacrifices that need to be done. It's hard. It's the hard truth, but it's true. It's true. You need to do sacrifices. It may be a lot of the bad habits that I'm talked about before. It may be people, friends. I'm not proud to say this, but I sacrificed a lot of friends. I left a lot of them. It's more complicated. I didn't fully leave them. We left, they left me and I left them at the same time. I don't know. And I may cross their journey later on if we have the same goals in the future. But for now, I'm just locking in for myself, trying to just improve myself. You don't need to be as for me and leave everyone, but just take distance with people that have bad habits with them, because the thing with people is like, as people, we are so impressionable when it comes to when it comes to the traits we do is it's like, what for instance, when we eat, the actions we do, activities like going to parties, eating out, playing games, stuff like that. It's so easy to be get into loops of bad habits when you have people around you to do bad habits. So distancing yourself from people that do bad habits is probably a good thing. And then trying to make friends with people who have good habits is obviously a thing that you can try to fix in the future, and try to find people that are like-minded and have the same goals as you. This is like the main thing to think about when it comes to sacrifices, the lives that you have in the past, and then people maybe. The sixth principle is be creative, bro. Because I feel like when it comes to innovating and changing things up and actually making something work, I think creative is such an important trait. I think creative is like importance when it comes to success. It's like top three, top two. Like it's so important. I feel like how to twist things around and truly change the game. You need to think outside the box, and then there might be a lot of ideas that might not work, but then you get that one idea that just changes the game and made your whole life change and all that. So I feel like coming up with a way of you being able to brainstorm and come up with ideas is like really important, and also storing them through different methods. So like for me, how I come up with my ideas and try to be more creative is like section out a part of a day where you can actually think, because like in this modern day we simply don't have enough time. We're so distracted by everything, our phones, friends, games, all that shit. So just section out a part of the day where you can just think, so where you can document your ideas that you have, where you can also just brainstorm and shit like that. So how I brainstorm is like I record myself, and then I see what ideas that pop out. I go for a walk, or I just get bored and just trying to think, and then something just pops up in my mind. I'm like, that's interesting. And then I try to document it, and I do that through most often just recording myself, as I said before. I don't know. I just find that to me it's so important to be creative and have a open mind, be creative, all that shit. The 7-1, it's a principle that I think is basically essential to have any success in your life, and that is you need to take a risk. Like whatever you do, time is going to go forward, and if you don't make any decision, you get the result of inaction, and inaction is obviously a result that you probably wouldn't like. So whatever you do, you need to take an action, need to make a decision that has a critical path that it comes with it. And think about it, you're in your 20s, you're young, you don't have anything to really lose. Like, what do you got to lose? Your fucking friends? No, I'm kidding. Okay, you don't got anything to lose. You don't have family. You don't have a kid. You don't have a house. So it's like you don't got anything to lose. So you may as well just take a risk that has the potential of scaling and changing a life, changing a family's life in the future, And then like a good way of having taking a calculated risk is you plan through what you want to do. So for instance, let's say you want to make take a risk and travel to another country. You calculate what are the potential benefits and what are the potential risks. You see that, oh, I'm going to be in a foreign place. Oh, there might be some expenses, but is there benefits of learning anything? Is the benefit of education there? Isn't it like you do some future planning to see what the benefits and the potential risks that may come with it, and then you go through it. And then also obviously being calm, like when you through these highly critical moments, it's very important to be calm and not freak the fuck out, because when you freak out, you can't think, and when you can't think, things don't go well. So be calm, and just think through everything that's going through. And if you think through it, hopefully things should go well. These are my most important principles that I live by when I'm young right now. I try to improve and develop these qualities the most, because I feel like in the end it will be the most important qualities for me to become the person that I want to be in the future. That's what I'm truly trying to do. I'm truly trying to become a person that can be, I'm trying to be someone I can be proud of. That's what I'm trying to become, and hopefully this video helps, and you had a good day. Bye.